up? Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today. So today's video is on Yanni's theme. So I found out about Yanni's theme a couple years ago, but I actually just started to implement it in my everyday regimen a couple of months ago, and it has absolutely changed my life. I would never go back to not steaming my Yanni. It helps like tremendously, y'all. So what is Yanni's theme? So Yanni's theme is literally infusing herbs in water, and that steam is what's going to help heal and penetrate and moisten and detox your vagina. It works so good if you are suffering from like vaginal dryness, irregular periods. If you have just had a baby, it's going to help tighten your pelvic muscles. It's going to help your uterus. You know, it's going to help improve the blood flow in your vagina or just in your body in general. It's not going to make you bleed more on your period, so don't get afraid with that. Also, if you have like any imbalances like a bacterial vaginosis or a yeast infection, just honestly anything that is off in your vagina is going to help cure that. Like if you have anything that is off, this Yanni's theme is going to help with that. But one of the important things to note is make sure that you do the research on the herbs that you're using, whether you are buying it from somebody else or you are using it for yourself, because although a lot of herbs are good for the same things, you want to ensure that you are using the correct herbs to help heal or whatever, you know, your condition is. You want to make sure that you're using the correct herbs in order to heal, correct, detoxify, whatever that case is. So do your research on your herbs. So I like to Yanni steam about once every like 2 weeks. I might do it more if my vagina is feeling a little bit off balance, but I don't really typically do it more. You don't want to do it too much because you don't want to overly detoxify your vagina, and you also don't want to keep putting heat on your vagina, like hot heat on your vagina every single day. You don't want to just cook out all of those good bacteria as well as the bad bacteria. So it's like, it's good if you do it sometimes, but it's overkill if you do it too much. So keep that in mind. Whatever problems you have going on, just kind of like Google it, consult a doctor, whatever. I also want to say that this mixture that I'm about to give you is my personal recipe. It's what works for me. Now if it doesn't work for you, then you know, find something that does. But I'm not a doctor. I'm not telling you this is the only way, this is the right way, but this is my way. This is what works for me, and I just wanted to share that with you all. So before I get into this video, there are just a couple of precautions. The first thing is, if you are pregnant or if you are on your period, you want to skip this, okay? Do it after labor, do it after your period has came off, especially when you are on your period. You don't want to, I mean, your body's already detoxing at that moment, so you don't want to add another intense detoxifier on that. You don't want it to mess up your period. You don't want it to cause any more problems. And then also too, you don't want to be leaking into your Yanni steam. Like, your body is releasing that stuff for a reason, so you don't want to release it and then steam it back into your vagina. It's kind of like counterproductive. And then also, some herbs do cause abortion. Some herbs can mess with your, you know, can cause different birth defects. So just be cautious, be very careful, and make sure that you are doing what's best for you. So I have a couple of items that I like to use for my Yanni steam. These are all optional. So I like to get a Yanni steam little like gown, and as you guys can see, this is pretty long. It kind of reminds me of a curtain, but it's super comfortable. It's really silky and comfortable. Like I said, okay, if you guys can tell from my channel, I'm very spiritual. This is a spiritual practice for me. Not all the time, you know, I do this whole spiritual practice. Sometimes I just watch TV when I do my Yanni steaming, but for the most part, I like to have like a whole ceremony. So I like to use my Yanni steam because it just makes me feel pretty and just ceremonial and stuff, you know. So I also have my Yanni steam seat. So this one I got off of Amazon. It's about $30. Well, I think it's like 30 or 40 or something like that. They do have the ones that you can put on your toilet seat. Those are a lot cheaper. I think those are like $10, $12. I chose to get this one because, like I said, this is like a whole ceremony. It's a whole thing for me, and I personally don't think that I can really get super comfortable like in my bathroom sitting on the toilet. So do whatever you feel like is best for you. And I also want to say that Yanni steaming, like as you're steaming your vagina, it shouldn't hurt. If you are experiencing like burning, like if the water is too hot, make sure that you're checking the water before you sit on it. Allow it to cool off enough, okay? Don't just take it off of the steam while it's still like scalding hot and then just sit on it. No, like allow it to cool off first and then sit on it. So that pretty much sums up my recap. If I missed anything, let me know in the comment section down below and I will answer that for you. But let's get right into this DIY. Okay, so we're gonna start with my absolute favorite skin healing herb. So not only is it good for healing your skin, but it's also really good for vaginal dryness, itching, burning, inflammation, so bacterial vaginosis, yeast infections, or just any rashes or skin conditions down there. It's also going to help out with your menstruation cycle to ease any painful side effects, to help relax your muscles and increase the blood flow, and just promote an overall healthy cycle. Okay, so next up we have rose petals. So rose petals is a gentle astringent to the vaginal tissues. It's really good at hydrating, detoxifying, as well as toning your vaginal muscles. Okay, so for our next herb is Motherwort. So Motherwort is really good at alleviating vaginal dryness and improving the elasticity in your vaginal area. It relieves cramps. It also eases menopause. It helps with irregular periods and eases cramps. It also improves the blood flow to the pelvic area. Okay, so rosemary is another one of my absolute favorite herbs. It smells amazing. It increases the circulation in your reproductive organs. It aids in clearing out any old fluids. It's antiseptic and purifying. Okay, so I am using Mugwort today. Normally I don't use it as much, but I chose to use it because I found out that Mugwort actually can help your menstruation cycle. It can help alleviate any cramps or any menstruation pains that you may have, and typically I have pretty painful periods, and then this also helps soothe any itching. So if you have like yeast infection or anything like that, it's going to help soothe those symptoms. So right now all you want to do is just go ahead and give it a nice stir. These are all of the herbs that I chose to incorporate in my Yanni steam. So let's go ahead and sage this mixture. So I like to sage this mixture because, like I said earlier in the video, I also like to use this to cleanse out any previous energy within my body, and so I don't want any of the low vibrational energy that already might be within these herbs from the people that touched it, or wherever it came from. So I just want to release all of that low vibrational energy so that when I do steam my herbs, I'm only steaming the best and the top quality good stuff that I want in my vagina. You can also set your intentions into them as well. So now go ahead and add in your water. I'm choosing 2 bottles of spring water, and we're going to go ahead and put it in peony root. So peony root is really good at alleviating period cramps. It gets rid of cysts. It stops excessive sweating in your vaginal area. It also will cause an abortion. So for any one of you that is trying to get pregnant, this is not the herb for you. Skip this one. So now that we have our water boiled, just take 1 cup of the herbal mixture that we mixed together and add it to the water. You want to let it steep for at least 10 minutes. I normally let mine steep for a lot longer, but I wanted to hurry up and get this video done. So just keep in mind that the longer that you allow it to steep, the more powerful and potent it's going to be. Okay, so before I go any further in this video, I want to stress the importance of checking the steam, checking the temperature of your water before you sit on it. Okay, do not come out of this Yanni steam with 3rd-degree burns on your vagina. All right, don't do it. I've never had it before, but I would like to think that it's painful. So test your water, please. So anyway, I like to just light candles. Candles are super relaxing to me, so I like to just set the mood that way, and then burn my sage or Palo Santo just to kind of cleanse my energetic field, to cleanse out any low vibrational unwanted energy. Then I like to journal. I like to write out any affirmations, any manifestations. If I want to take this a little step further, I like to write out anything that I'm planning to let go of during this Yanni steam. So if I wanted to get rid of any previous energies of partners or whatever the case is, this is where I write it down, and then at the end I like to burn it and release it out of my life. So I also like to listen to any frequency music, binary beats to connect myself to spirit. I love to just meditate with that, or even just to move around and dance on my Yanni seat. I also like to shuffle my oracle cards to enhance, you know, my connection with myself and with spirit. These here are just a couple of really cute self-care cards that I have. I like to do these just so that I'm not, you know, just stuck on the same routine of always doing the same thing. It just allows me to see what other things that I might not think of that spirit thinks that would be great for me to incorporate into my routine. Like I said, I really make this a spiritual thing for me. I'm very spiritual, and it's very important for me to be in tune with myself. So that's what I like to do. I also love to do crystal healing. That goes into using my sound bowl. I play my sound bowls. So far, I only have two. I have the heart chakra as well as the root chakra. And then I also like to use my crystals. I meditate with my crystals, and I drink my water, I drink my tea. Now, I also want to say I don't do all of this stuff every single time I do it. I'm just giving you a couple of things that I like to do during my Yanni steam. Some days I only do one, some days I do all, some days I just sit there and I watch TV. Although Yanni steaming is a spiritual practice for me, sometimes, you know, I'm not feeling super you know, like I want to just do something spiritual. Some days I just want to sit there and watch TV. You know, some days I just want to sit there and just be. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. Thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification down below so you stay updated when I post future videos. And then also, if you have any questions, any comments, any requests for any videos that you want to see in the future, let me know in the comment section down below, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out, y'all.